Okay, so I was laying in my hammock and I saw 3 little bunnies over here in the field side of the yard, just running around and hopping and playing. I thought, well, those must be the little kids. This one's coming right at me. And then I saw a bigger one, which I don't know if it was mommy or daddy. This bunny here is, I don't have this zoomed. Okay, this bunny here is about 10 feet away from me. I just saw one hopping through the front flower garden and into where the old fallen tree was. This is, zoom in, there's one hopping back there. So it's a toss-up. They may have a little bunny burrow in that stuff, which is about probably 15, 20 feet deep to the neighbor's fence. Okay, I'm gonna zoom in over here. Over here, if you look under that wind chime, back towards those bushes, there's another bunny. That looks like, it looks like another small one. So, like I had mentioned in the video earlier, I think these bunnies have several, I don't know if bunnies have several burrows, or of course, you know, it's in the evening now, it's probably after 6. Oh. If they just, you know, hopping around. Coming right at me again through the garden, or the old garden. I don't know how much I'm going to do this year in the garden, but I'm just standing here. That's why I think these are young, because they're not worried about me at all. The one over here is still there. If you look at the bottom of that wind chime, it's just sitting there, staring off in the brush. This one's about 15 feet away. And I have a feeling it's gonna hop around the car and towards that wood pile, because you know that we had that fallen tree, that tree that got blown over a few years ago. Oh my goodness. Now you're only about 8 feet away from me, little one. Yep, there it goes. So, sorry about this. And there's still one back there. And obviously my livestock guardian cat, the poultry protection cat, does not bother them at all. Yeah, tons of bunnies in the yard. It's the first time I've ever seen more than just 2 at a time. And like I said, 3 of them were over in this part of the yard over here beyond where the mint patch is growing. And they were just hopping around and jumping. They reminded me of baby goats, the way they were like leaping in the air and jumping over each other and playing. I tried to get Paul to come out and look at him, but he's just like, yeah, we probably got a bunch of rabbits. And there were some strawberries that weren't very good today, and I dumped them out over there beyond where that little bunny is, but a little treat for them. Bye, y'all. Walking here towards the front, and the grass is real high up here, and we just don't keep this part of the yard. I can't, there's too much tree debris and stuff, but his little ears popped up. And in this little stand of trees here, the edge, there's a squirrel. But I was right, they come around the car, and they're up here by the front garden. And they get in under all the stuff from the old fallen tree. And there's part of its stump, so this is like a little playland for little bunnies. And they seem quite happy. And I'm happy for them. They're so cute. This guy, I walked around the circle around my garden, and over by the motorcycle was this bunny. About 10 feet away. I guess these young ones are just making laps around the property. mean, there's lots of stuff to keep them occupied and safe. I just heard another one, but I don't know where it went. So this is the tree that fell this last summer. And of course, Paul cut them up partially, and then we've just left them. And you know, you can't really, there's a lot of brush and stuff under them, but a lot of places for the bunnies. It definitely makes me happy that they feel safe and protected here. And that's one of the reasons I don't really mind having these partially fallen trees and the brush piles. Delaware's not a real snaky place, but it gives critters places, you know, to feel safe. I mean, our street's not real busy at certain times of day. There's the highway way over there. And I used to see lots of bunnies and cats play in that field, but I haven't seen any killed lately, and I think our bunny pair have just found this to be a safe place to raise their children. And it makes my heart happy. And the one that was way over there underneath the wind chime on the other side of the chicken yard is still there. Yeah, still there. So they're obviously not worried about their safety, or they wouldn't be coming out with me just walking around. Okay, enough of the bunnies. Little bunny taking a bath. I'm gonna splice these all together, and that's a wood collection and trash pile, well, vinyl pile. And then here's Chaos the cat, and there's bunnies hopping all over the yard, and he don't care. He's like, my job is to protect the poultry. If they don't bother the poultry or interrupt my butt licking, I'm not going to mess with them. But this is a very pretty bunny. Very brindley. But yeah, I'm not concerned that I'm standing here talking. The chickens are here squawking at me. Did you guys eat some of the strawberries? You see a little red spot there towards the left of the screen. There was a pile of strawberries there, so they must have eaten a few. And again, I'm within about 12 feet, maybe 15 feet of this little bunny. And in a previous video that I'll link with this one, I was showing the bunny's little ears popping up out of the grass by the front garden. And I said there was a squirrel in the tree, and then after the bunny hopped off, a robin flew down and chased that squirrel across the yard. So I'm thinking the robin must have a nest there. There's a lot of robins in my yard this year. So, you know, with having a big enough piece of property here, and, you know, surrounded by letting thick undergrowth and brush and stuff grow around the perimeter, it's become quite a little hangout for critters. There is a young possum that comes up and eats the old cat food, but I haven't seen any other kind of critters or anything to make me worry. Yeah, this bunny's like listening. I don't see any more. They're like, oh, she's filming us hide. Typical. But yeah, more bunnies. I just walked within about 6 feet closer to this rabbit, and it's just sitting there. Came over to film the young juveniles in their new little corral pen. You can see Lyra's former dishes. I left them out there because these three are going through the food and water pretty quick. So they still had water in their pink and white, so I left it hanging, but they've got fresh water and food. And I gave Lyra some, I have another waterer in the house, and put her some food in one of my red and white heavy bowls, and brought her back in. I posted a video earlier today of, you know, talking about her coming out, but she's still a little, I don't know, I wouldn't say uncoordinated, but a little shaky on her feet. She was out in the yard, kind of where those two are, and for whatever reason, those three ran past her and bumped up against her, and she fell over. And she just sat there. And when they ran back past her, little Zinzin there on the right jumped, you know, jumped on her and kept going. So she got back up and they didn't stop and pick on her, but the fact that she's still that unsteady on her feet, and I have yet to see her roost, and I have a roost in her little pen, and it's only about 3 or 4 inches off the ground. It's big enough for her to hop up on, and she can sit on it without like dragging her butt on the ground, but I haven't seen her get up on it. I've seen her step up on it and step off of it, but as in actually roosting, like to sleep at night, she's just been making herself a little nest on the bedding. So everything that I've followed and consulted with, that, you know, until they're roosting on their own, which means that they're strong enough to get up and get away from a predator, which we don't worry about predators, but you want to see that behavior in your flock. You want to see them want to get up and roost and be strong enough to, you know, hop up and do those things. So these girls are just playing. It's probably getting close to 7 o'clock. Possibly, I don't know. I don't have my watch on today. Didn't want to count my steps because I didn't step enough. But anyway, yeah, so she's back inside and she seemed fine. She's just been nonstop eating and drinking, and that's good. So tomorrow we're supposed to get, I think it's high, it's supposed to be 88, but so probably either in the morning or I'll bring her out in the evening where it's cool like this and let her spend several hours outside. And I might bring her out in the morning and take her in during the hottest part of the day and then bring her back out. And, you know, I'll put her in the juvenile pen and yard again. And we'll just see how she does. Hopefully she'll just keep getting stronger and stronger. All right, guys, thanks for the prayers for Lyra. I believe they are helping. And I'm panning over here slowly. I don't want to get anyone sick. And about 10 feet from me is still the bunny. Like I said, I do think they have a main home hub over here because I see them go to this area and come from this area a lot, even though they traverse all the way around the yard and use all the perimeters and stuff to hide and play in. But I do think that they have a nice little home in here. All right, bye.